field, because I don't care if you are on artificial surface, it makes it more hazardous in handling the football and sometimes in throwing the football. And now the Seminoles are ready. Here comes Florida State into the stadium. Florida State Seminoles have played a ball game already this year. They defeated Toledo by a score of 24-0, had another fine season last year, and Bobby Bowden, the head man in his 11th year there, one of the top coaching records in the country. And now the roar time. And this man, Tom Osborne, in his 14th season, one of the top records in all of college football, ranked third among the active coaches with a winning percentage. And you can see the Huskers look like they are jacked up for the opener, because they remember well losing 17-13 here a year ago when Florida State held them scoreless in the second half on that hot afternoon. And they know well, too, that if they get out of the blocks against Florida State, the rankings might well go up.
Because one thing he has is experience. No false steps, goes immediately to the football.
Third down after a loss of 2. Third down and 12, and into the middle goes Victor Floyd again. And Floyd pops it out of there. The ball pops away from him. It's still rolling around and is finally covered by Florida State. Mark Selva, the right guard, got upfield, chasing that elusive wet pigskin.
To iron out some of the problems. Now, last week against Toledo, they fumbled the ball 5 times and lost 3 of those. Here's the fumble. They get this one back, and actually it helps them out. They not only have the first down, but now they're in Nebraska territory.
Yeah, they picked up 12 yards on the fumble from the 43-yard line. Chip Ferguson's first pass of the night. He's got a man wide open, number 24, Darren Holloman. Darren is not old. The Seminoles with their first threat of the ball game. And Ferguson drops on second down. He goes down the middle with it. Floyd is there. He's got it. Touchdown, Florida State.
Ferguson to number 27, Victor Floyd.
A post pattern with the tailback carrying himself down the middle, and a perfect pass by Ferguson in front of Siebler.
Keith, you always have to look for that number 2 receiver. He's the most dangerous person on that offensive scheme. They put 2 receivers out to the right side. Floyd came right down the middle of the zone and split the seam and was wide open for the touchdown. Blitzes, they're going to mix up their coverages and try to confuse him.
He's got it. Taylor turns around the corner and heads up the sidelines for the first down as he goes to the 48-yard line, and that's exactly what Bobby Bouts is, the eye back. He's number 6. And in motion comes Vaughn Shepard, and Taylor's looking for the pass. Gets it off. Pass is caught by Stitzler. Jason Gamble it is. Jason Gamble had come in at the wide receiver spot, split in. He may have fumbled. He did. Florida State's got it. So on the hit, Gamble lost control of the football, and the Seminoles come up with a turnover.
Forget the fumble for a second. This is a young quarterback, and this is the dimension that we were talking about that is going to make this a much tougher offensive football team. He rolls to the right and immediately sees his receiver and throws across his body. A difficult pass, but he has his man in the hook zone, and it's complete. It was 4 fumbles last year for Nebraska. That lost that game, at least was a main part of that loss.
Some passes, which here in Lincoln, Nebraska is a big deal, because you can't even get your folks into a game if you don't have a pass. You can't buy a ticket. And the other thing I'd like to see maybe be some community service work. You know, kids will listen in the area of drug education, 5th, 6th graders, 7th, 8th graders. When our kids go into the schools, they'll listen. I'd like to take a couple days.
Going in motion this time is Brinson, the wingback, turns it upfield. Down the line comes Taylor, but the ball is given away to the fullback, Kalen. And Kalen just inside the 42, first down for the Huskers. Back to the straight eye formation now. Stitzler is wide. Taylor stands up, wings it over there. Pass is thrown to Shepard. Shepard is grabbed just short of the line of the first down markers. Rob Stitzler and Vaughn Shepard are the wide people now for the Huskers. They're strong right. Jones looked like he wanted to blitz, but the long count got him outside Jones. Jones hit behind the line of scrimmage by Deion Sanders, number 2. A fiery sophomore out of Fort Myers, Florida. Another outstanding athlete for the Seminoles. Get a 49-yard field goal as they move the tee up a yard. Cleet Bakeman will do the holding. He is a quarterback. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up. And he couldn't squeeze enough distance out of it from 49 yards. It is just short and slightly to the right, perhaps. And so the Nebraska Cornhuskers are turned. Hasn't seen the ball tonight. Might drag him down the middle. Back goes Chip Ferguson. They had him wide open. They throw instead to the fullback, Dane Williams, and Williams running for the marker. I think they mark him just short of it. Pitch it to Ross. Ross on a sweep, didn't make it. He did not make it. The entire defensive flow to the left side. Broderick, Thomas, and Chris Stockman coming over there. Thomas, a sophomore, and Stockman, of course, a senior, and they buried the play.
One of the big concerns at Florida State. Call the play. Now, I'll disagree with you in a second.
3rd down and 10. Taylor again sets up, gets pressure, runs out of it. Got a lot of daylight. Deion Sanders gets him at the 20-yard line. 34-yard run. First down, Nebraska, just short of the Florida State 20. Ball is kept by the quarterback, Taylor. He breaks the loose. He scores.
The coaches say that this kid idolized Turner Gill. That's why he came to Nebraska. Turner Gill being one of the greatest quarterbacks here in Cornhusker history. But this one, I think, is going to be a tremendous quarterback. They say a player's greatness is determined by a long period of success. This is the beginning of the journey. We'll be back.
Holloman's in at fullback. Chip Ferguson slips a little as he sets the pass, but delivers it, and it's complete to Pat Carter, his tight end. You can see Florida State retains the ball just over the 40, where it's 3rd down, and call it 9. Chip Ferguson back. Heats off. Down he goes. Danny Noonan, 6'4", 280 pounds, and he is mobile. And oftentimes hostile.
Mobile, hostile, and agile. Watch this now. You talk about dominating the line of scrimmage. He's off at the snap of that ball and has already established a new line of scrimmage 5 yards back in Florida State's defense. Double team. And he still slides off that, comes back in pursuit, and takes Ferguson down.
Brinson comes wide to the bottom of your picture. Jason gambles up the top. Taylor spins around, wings it out to Brinson. He's out there by himself, and a lot of white shirts chasing him, and they bring him down at the 40. Back in Bill Peterson's day, they used to score a lot of points. Jim Hammond and those guys, they really roll them up. You got a reverse. And trapped is Vaughn Shepard behind the line of scrimmage, and a penalty flag goes down. Back at the 45 as Shepard goes down. Thomas Harp, the nose guard, had come out of there and come across and grabbed. Blakeman gets it down. Klein hits it. Crowd says it's good, and so do the men in the striped shirt. And Nebraska goes to the lead at 51 to go in the first half of the face mask. So let's see what Chip Ferguson can do. 10-7, Nebraska leads. Ball goes to Sammy Smith. Smith still got it. Look out! Great speed. Gets a block. One man. Touchdown. Great run by Sammy Smith.
33.
Herb Gaynor, the little wide receiver, not so little, the wide receiver split in, knocked him loose from the final man, and Sammy Smith goes 57 yards.
Smart play by Gaynor. Didn't put a hard block on him, just cut him off. Now watch. Bobby Bowden wanted one of his tailbacks really to stand out. He hasn't had that. He's had to play a lot of people. This is one of the most heavily recruited backs in the history of Florida State. He runs straight up and down. He runs like Herschel Walker. He's got great speed, great vision. You see his cuts here. Once he's into the secondary, people don't have a prayer to cut him off. You got that final block from Gaynor. All Gaynor did was get in the way of the defensive back, and Smith took it the rest of the way.
And Smith hits the extra point. He's 91 for 91, and in 14 seconds, Florida State goes bouncing back to the lead, 14-10. From the 27, it's second down and 7 for the Cornhuskers. Steve Taylor, who's had a big night at quarterback, lobs the pass out to Dana Brinson, and Brinson is buried by number 37, Stanley Schreiber, the sophomore out of Tisney's tricky, though. There's light rain is falling again. Lewis Berry for the punt. That's more like it for Berry. That looks like Lewis Berry. That is a howitzer fielded back on the 10-yard line by Dana Brinson, but he's off to the races. Fumbles the ball. Florida State recovers at the Nebraska 35. A 51-yard punt. A big return set up by Dana Brinson. He's hit. He coughs it up. And Brian Davis for Florida State. They've got a Brian Davis, too, and he is on that loose football.
You can't win a football game, or at least you have a tough time winning it if you put the ball on the ground. Now, Nebraska won 9 games in a row last year after its opening loss to Florida State. But in that loss, they put the ball, or they turned the ball over 4 times last year. Here it is again. It's the second time tonight.
His longest is 54, so this is within his range. Kick is away. Good. 47-yard field goal. The ball hung on and went just inside the right upright. Steve Taylor down the line on the option. Outside it goes to Jones. Gets a block from the lead man, the fullback. Gets the first down as he turns the corner at the 40. Carter to Jones. Oh, look at him weave his way through there, and he's got another first down. Just inside the Florida Seminoles are all bunched right in tight. Keith Jones is back. Taylor's got the ball, gets around the corner, and almost broke it. He's got the first. Taylor down the line on the option. Keeps it. Touchdown.
It would load up and the rules of the game would change. It'd be straight ahead, no fair dodging. But you've got a new dimension in the offense now. Steve Taylor. And I'm telling you, the ball carrier, he slides off rather than trying to gain control.
Ferguson to throw. Pressure on him. Can't get it away. Sack back on the 2. Broderick Thomas and Danny Newton.
There is nothing more important in college football now than the weight room. See this guy right here? Outland Trophy candidate, Lombardi Trophy candidate, came into this school 227 pounds. Now he's over 280. He's fast. He's strong. They say half a playing defense is wanting to. He wants to. He thrives on it. And that's a off and get there quickly.
Up the middle goes the big fullback Ken Kalin, and Kalin is inside the 35 for another. Taylor goes outside to Keith Jones. He gets a little bit of a corner and turns it. Taylor still got it.
Got a man.
Touchdown. Todd Milliken.
Gets, the better he looks. Here he goes on what they call a waggle. Goes away from the action, has a blocker in front of him that just pulls up and throws. They took the guys out of the defensive backs out of there with his waggle action, and they put
to score 14 unanswered points. Ferguson runs away from Munford, but he cannot run away from Danny Noonan.
Back to you.
Carter gets tangled up and then untangles and breaks loose. Steve Taylor it is. Goes to the I-back Kelly, and John Kelly knocked off of his feet up just past the hole.
That's a tough track.
Taylor gets it away, and he's got a man over there, Rob Schnitzler, and the senior from Battle. Steve Taylor drops the throw. Lets it go down the sidelines, passes, complete to Vaughn Shepard, and touchdown!
perfect throw, good play action fake by Taylor. Now he just stands there and waits for Von Shepard to blow by the defensive back. Had to be a mistake on the DB that side. And the coverage there, Alfonso Williams. He's just a sophomore. There had to be a mix-up here. He blew the coverage. Alfonso Williams was a late add to the traveling squad. He replaced Lonnie Sutton, who didn't make the trip. Now, how dangerous is Von Shepard? I'll tell you, he ran the ball twice last year.
Into a 14-point lead. Ferguson faked it to Sammy Smith, and Brad Tyrer ate him up. Knocked him all the way back to the 45-yard line.
He's not quitting yet.
Second down and 6. Taylor still got this one. And Steve Taylor has a first down at the 45. It'll be a heck of a football game. It'll be fun to watch Lou Holtz see what he's done at Notre Dame. This is John Kelly. And
he can grow into him.
Steve Taylor, who's had a huge night, gets his pass away. Pass is complete to Willie Griffin. And it's first down, Cornhuskers down at home. Carolina won big today. Third down and 4. Taylor back to throw it. He goes to the short man down inside the 5. And appealed and stay granted for this game. Kick is up by Klein. Into the net, good. And a decision will be made on their appeal next week, next Tuesday. 34-17, only 2 first downs, and both by penalty, and the ball game is over. The Nebraska Cornhuskers open with an impressive 34-17 victory over the Florida State Seminoles. So it looks like it's going to be another year in the Big 8. Nebraska